realized we was on the same page. We just go about reading it out loud in different ways. I ain't the only person that's traveled through this maze. Not really sure whether it's me or them, I was crazy, making a hole in every simple system to rekindle the vision that lost its position as boss. The superstition sitting in a time machine, a bleeding mind, dreams, a beating blindness need to give the crime scene shining gleam. I'm no longer a Boy Scout, cause punching myself in the head won't necessarily get that voice out. That's something no one ever took the time to point out, but I had to learn to whisper before I could enjoy shouting. Periodically I feel like I've wasted my breath, and all I've got to show for it is paper stained ink. But I ain't really tripping at the end of the day, cause life is experience, and that's how I won the right to think. The time that I spent trying to find an identity, rhyming events of the night, getting defined by the mind, spending century folk in the rooms and folks in the pack, consuming every inch of my interest in it's me to break out the trap, essentially distant, mentally out, eventually snap, eventually foul this functional prune, groomed in numerous thought plume tumors and musical wounds, and my shadow proved to be my only tribune. And it taught me never to abuse a full moon, it's not suitable. Sometimes you gotta lose control to gain the kind of truth, to hold the rain that falls, don't bruise my soul like it used to. I'm used to it, and now I'm just working on smoothing out the kinks. The circuitry allows some headroom before the brink. So what do you gotta tell me that I don't already know? Just shut the fuck up and let me grow. I learned from my mistakes and I spotted with these disruptive plates. So call it what you want, but this is how I won the right to think. It's how I won the right to think, y'all. It's how I won the right to think. It's how I won the right to think, y'all. I was scared to death, barely slept, ailing breath, prepared to step from where I wept and shed my tears. Still no nightmares were left. I had by years, but no one cares to see the prayers and sweat. They just wanna share the nest and earn their percent in turn. Let it burn till the ashes isolate the cold ground. On that I stood, but on this I stand and hold down. I used to be the seed of this ghost town, but that was then and this is now. That was then and this is now. That was then and this is now. The war between the old brain and the new brain was won when a prehistoric forfeited alien strangles reptile and migrates towards inner peace. Caveman dies quiet, the cries, riots, and fires cease. No one saved my seat when I decided to rise and slay the beast. I just shut my eyes and gave my speech, but I never could've known I would become my own missing link. And it feels greater than I thought, that's how I won the right to think. It's how I won the right to think.